Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, how about picturing this? You book yourself a cruise ship, you book yourself a cruise cabin, and you booked it on a 14-day luxury cruise to the Canary Islands. And then you go wake up and your cabin is flooded. Wow, that's pretty bad luck, right? Pretty bad luck, but things happen. But did you know they happened again? So a couple booked a 14-day cruise to the Canary Islands and they were ecstatic. You know, it's a beautiful trip. It's on P&O Azure. And they were enjoying their cruise when early on in their cruise, their cabin flooded. So all of their clothes, their shoes, their belongings, etc. were all soaked. Not a great start, right? This is not a very good start to your trip. So they ended up getting everything taken out and they got moved to another stateroom over on deck 14. And they continued on, with doing laundry, etc. on the cruise. What else would you do? They went down to guest services, mentioned it to them, and they said, well, we'll look at it and see if there's anything that they can do about it other than moving them from their cabin. But they continued on their cruise. It's early on in the cruise. You try and let things go. Oh, this is just our bad luck. Just our bad luck. And so they get moved to another cabin, continue on the cruise, and then near the end of the cruise, that cabin flooded, where they woke up in the middle of the night with about 4 inches of water in their cabin stateroom. And it was kind of funny to me in a way because the husband says that the wife woke up and she was screaming because there was 4 inches of water in the cabin. She thought the ship was sinking. And I'm going, wow, if the water just like this and you're not tilted to one side on the cruise ship and you just have water in your cabin and you're on the 14th deck, that ship's in trouble. Because there ain't many decks above that left. So, but anyway, it's, if you wake up from a sound sleep, you can not be fully functional yet, and yeah, that could be the first thing that comes to your mind. I remember waking up and the TV was on in the pitch black night, but the TV was on a ship, and on the ship they were evacuating another ship. That's right, they're all leaving this ship. It was a war movie playing and they were evacuate the ship. And I woke up to alarms and people yelling, get off the ship, get off the ship. And that's what I woke up to and I was going, what, wait, what? And then I quickly realized, okay, no. But first thoughts in my mind is something's going on the ship that I didn't like. So yeah, it can happen. So they ended up having to get moved again. So once again, their belongings soaked. They said their shoes are completely ruined, their dress shoes, most of their dress clothes, etc. May not be salvageable. Plus, they've had everything soaked twice in the same sailing on the same ship, which, can be annoying if you're on this luxury cruise that you paid thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars for. And they said they went down to, P&O's customer service on the Azure, and they got nowhere. No offer of, we're sorry about that. Here, why don't you have dinner on us at the specialty restaurant? Here's some onboard credits to spend. Nothing in the form of any kind of compensation for this inconvenience other than just moving them from one stateroom to another. Wow. They did get a letter. They did get a letter saying, here, contact guest services once you get off our ship. And if you have ever dealt with customer service on any cruise line trying to get compensation after the fact of getting off that cruise ship, you know they're in for a long haul. This isn't something that the cruise line ship shouldn't have been able to kind of handle by saying, you know, okay, you get some shoes loose, it happened twice, here's $500. This should compensate you. I'm sure the couple would be saying, okay, thank you very much, and that's the end of it. Bad luck, but instead they get a letter to then go and start doing the compensation fight after the fact they get off this cruise ship. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, they can afford a 14-day cruise ship on a balcony cabin. They're not doing too poorly. And I say, yeah, but you know what? A lot of people save for years to go on these type of trips. It's not like people can do it every single day all the time. Some people do it for a living. But, not everybody can be lucky to be able to do that. And a lot of people save their hard-earned money every single day. So yeah, for that to happen. Now, the first thing that goes through a lot of people's mind is, well, this is probably an old ship, and so it's starting to break down. It needs some maintenance. Well, it was built in 2010. It's only 15 years old. That's right, it's only a 15-year-old ship. It's not an old ship by any means. We have cruise lines out there trying to get their ships to 40 years now, 35 and 40 years. This is only 15 years old. So it shouldn't be an issue with that. But back in January, this very same ship had a pipe burst underneath the pool on the top deck, and it flooded about 29 cabins down below in lower decks, and people had to be moved out of there. And remember and the same ship, by the way, and remember when we reported on this, the people who were there said that they were stuck in a room for hours upon hours before they were finally given a dry place to go and sleep. Now, I will cut the cruise line a lot of slack on that one, because if you have 29 cabins get flooded that you have to suddenly find room for everybody, that's not only, here's a cabin, here's a key, go ahead. You gotta assign the staterooms. You gotta find staterooms that are empty. You gotta try and find staterooms that are similar to the ones that these people were in. You gotta make new key cards. You gotta do a lot of things. You gotta make sure that they have been prepped by the crew. There's a lot of things that gets involved, and quite frankly, 2 hours isn't a whole lot of time to have gone by after that many cabins flood and they're checking out. They had to make sure that people couldn't, just go back into these cabins too. Oh, well, some of it is really flooded, some of it wasn't flooded very much. There's a lot of details into it. But the fact that you're going down to guest services, and then they tell you basically contact us later, after it happened not just once, but twice to the same couple on the same cruise, and not even offered some onboard credits or anything as compensation. That seems a little odd to me. I think the cruise line could have done a lot better in this situation. Things happen, accidents happen, and to give a couple some onboard credits on your ship that they would probably spend in the casino or at your own specialty dining really isn't costing you whatever amount of credits you say you're giving them, because they're just going to end up giving it back to you on the ship. So yeah, I think that's the part that would be really annoying to me. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think? Do you think, yeah, they should have thrown them something? They should have, here's some onboard credits, offered them something on the ship? Or do you think, no, the cruise line's right, deal with customer service when you get off the ship? But wow, that can be a long, drawn-out process. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.